Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. I think in last class we were discussing about NAT.
Yes, sir.
Right. And in NAT, we have seen that how same series IP addresses can be used in multiple networks. And with the same series, every node can communicate on WAN also. Because there is a translation, our local IP is translated into outside IP. That's why there is no confliction. And finally, we were discussing that ISP also uses private IP address to give connection to different users. Fine. And these different users can use internet service as multiple machines by using again a private IP address. Means there is a concept of NATing many times. Like at customer end, NATing is done. At ISP end, NATing is again done. So this is one solution by which we can save our IP. Now I'm going to talk about another. That is proxy. You all have seen proxy options at your phone, at your machine. But what is proxy? Yeah, Saurabh, you are smiling. Is there anything? Saurabh, go on.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, proxy. Look, just if you all students are very comfortable, just open proxy setting at your phone. Proxy setting at your phone. I cannot display. Anybody is able to search it? Anybody is able to search it? Actually, I started my journey at 9:45 from that side. Anybody is able to search the proxy setting? No one. Okay, leave it. I will show it in the class. Okay, fine. Now in proxy setting, we have to provide a proxy server here. And then we provide a port number. That port number can be kept by the any. Now, what proxy does? Actually, I'm just going to draw a diagram. I'm going to share my whiteboard. See, this is a whiteboard. Suppose this is ISP that provides a connection to our router or any device. And from this router, you can use a connection at a machine. This is a machine. And this is its first NIC. And it has one more NIC through which we will provide connection to our network. Suppose this is our network. Fine. And through this network, multiple users are using internet service. And this is the process. Proxy. At this proxy server, at first NIC, at proxy server there is a requirement of two NIC, network interface card, NIC. At first NIC, suppose ISP has given me IP address 11.0.2. Fine, it is okay. And at NIC 2, missed to write NIC. And at second NIC, suppose we are using an IP address that belongs to 192.168.1.0, means the first IP will be 1.1. Now see, this second NIC IP of this proxy server will be the IP address of your proxy. And this IP address will be used by these users. Even these users are using internet service through wire or wireless, it doesn't matter. But they have to give address of proxy server that will be 192.168.1.1. And finally, there must also be a port number. Generally, we use port number 8080 in case of proxy. We can change it. We should keep that port number which is not is in use. Fine. So this is the port number and this is the IP. Through this IP and port number, you can access internet. But what will for the IP configuration of these nodes? So, for example, I'm just writing IP for first node 192.168.0.1.2. This is the IP address, and here we have to give only subnet mask. Nothing else. There is no requirement of DNS. There is no requirement of default gateway. Only you have to specify IP address and subnet mask. Now, what proxy will do? Proxy will just provide you internet service through this IP address, because proxy itself manages everything for DNS, for default gateway. It manages everything. And with the help of proxy, again, we can use same network series IP in different networks. Getting my point? And there is one important thing about proxy is, with the help of proxy, we can monitor all network activity related to internet. Like which user is using how much data, which user is opening which sites. Fine. You can use, you can see the log file of every user individually. You can also implement different security. Like suppose there are 100 users in your network. You can create an account for individual users. You can set different filters used for filtering websites, data, filters also. You can set time limit also. You can do different things with the help of proxy. But if you will relate this proxy setting with IP address, then there is again a concept of IP setting. Is it clear? Hello?
Sir, sometime you speak in Hindi, sir, and I don't understand, sir, what I'm saying.
Okay, fine. Other students? Other students, are you comfortable? अभी बच्चे को हिंदी में चाहिए तो देखो, प्रॉक्सी एक एप्लीकेशन है, सॉफ्टवेयर है जिसके थ्रू आप इंटरनेट सर्विस दे सकते हैं। और इस इंटरनेट सर्विस में आप तो प्रॉक्सी के थ्रू अगेन प्राइवेट आईपी का यूज करते हैं और वो प्राइवेट आईपी मल्टीपल नेटवर्क में यूज हो सकती है। तो आईपी सेविंग नहीं कराता है। प्रॉक्सी के लिए जो आपका प्रॉक्सी सर्वर होता है उसके ऊपर 2 एनआईसी होना चाहिए। एक एनआईसी वो जो सर्विस प्रोवाइडर से कनेक्ट होगी और दूसरी एनआईसी वो जो आपके लोकल नेटवर्क से कनेक्ट होगी। जो आईएसपी से कनेक्ट होगी उधर आईएसपी से मिलने वाले आईपी को डालेंगे और अपने लोकल नेटवर्क में जो मन करेगा वो आईपी हम यूज कर सकते हैं प्राइवेट। इस प्रॉक्सी एप्लीकेशन के थ्रू या प्रॉक्सी सर्वर के थ्रू आप अपने नेटवर्क के सारी यूजर की इंटरनेट सर्विस को मैनेज कर सकते हैं कि कौन कौन सी वेबसाइट चलनी चाहिए, नहीं चलनी चाहिए, है ना? कौन सा यूजर कितना डेटा यूज करेगा, नहीं करेगा, ये सारी चीजें। नाउ इट इज क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, NAT, proxy, we have used these two. Now, we have used two techniques to save IP. But developer has developed few more concepts to save IP. One is subnetting, second is BLSM, and third one is supernetting. Then what is subnetting? I have already taught you. In case of subnetting, we divide a default network series into small subnets, a small equal subnets. Why should we divide? We have already studied classes, different ranges of hosts, different ranges of network. हमने ये सारे पढ़ लिए, फिर भी हमें क्यों डिवाइड करना चाहिए? Look, अब इस कॉन्सेप्ट के लिए अगर आप ऐसा सोचें कि हमें एक नेटवर्क में 20 मशीन्स लगानी, दूसरे नेटवर्क में 50 मशीन लगानी, तीसरे नेटवर्क में 30 मशीन लगानी, चौथे नेटवर्क में 5 मशीन लगानी, तो अगर हम डिफॉल्ट सीरीज के बारे में सोचते हैं तो वैसे केस में तो सबसे कम होस्ट आईपी वाला क्लास C है। And if you are going to use class C IP address for 4 different networks, in this case also we will use total 256 IP addresses for every network. And if there are 4 networks, it means 4 into 256. The total figure is 1024. So just for connectivity of 30 plus 20 plus 10, 30, 20, 50 plus 10, 60 plus 5, 65. To connect only 65 computers, we are using 1024 IP addresses. Suppose we have to give IP address for a huge network in which there are many network segments. In that case, it is not possible. We can use different series. So we should divide a series into small subnet. Real term is a small subnet. छोटे subnet में तो. But how we can do it? To save IP addresses. So we can do it by changing the value of subnet mask. This is the concept of subnetting. But in case of subnetting, we create only equal subnets. Equal subnet means सबके लिए बराबर टुकड़ा बना. तो ये डिसाइड करने के लिए क्या करेंगे हम? We will think about that network which has maximum requirement. And our maximum requirement is 30. It means we can take a subnet size of 30 IP. Fine. 30 IP address. If we are using 30 IP address subnets, in this case, we should decide about the block of network. Block. What is block? Block is a defined part of network. Defined part means, suppose we can divide a default series into fixed size. That size can be 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, and so on. You all are recalling it. I have already taught all you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Just wait. You're fine. So, just see in this example, there is a requirement of 5, 10, 20, and 5. So the maximum requirement is 32. Sorry, maximum requirement here. See, maximum requirement is 20 plus 2. Why I have taken? Why I added 2? Because in every subnet, again there will be a network IP and broadcast IP. Fine. So we should always add 2. Then the maximum requirement is 22. And to fulfill this requirement, there is a fixed size of block. And from this range of blocks, we can take 32 as a block size. Then the block size will be 30. Means now we have decided कि हमें टुकड़ा 32 का बनाना है. अब इस टुकड़े को बनाने के लिए सपोज मैं आईपी एड्रेस लेता हूं 192.168.0.06. तब इस टुकड़े में तो टोटल 256 आईपी है ही, और हमारे पास में 32 के भी रिक्वायरमेंट ले लें और 32 के बराबर 4 टुकड़े बनाएं, तो वैसे केस में 32 into 4 मैक्सिमम 128 आईपी की जरूरत है और हमारे पास में 56 आईपी एड्रेस है क्लास 2 की एक ही सीरीज। Now, just I have told you that we can do subnetting by changing the value of subnet mask. But at which ground we can change? किस आधार पे हम बदलें? Now, बदलने के लिए जो हमारा 32 ब्लॉक साइज आया है उसके ऊपर की वैल्यू को अगर आप काउंट करेंगे तो ये है कितने 5। Now 5 bit will be the host bit, rest all will be the network bit in subnet mask. Default subnet mask is 255.255.255.0 in class C. And now on this basis the subnet mask will be this, and when we will convert this value into decimal value, then we will have 255.255.255.224. Is that correct? ऐसा वैल्यू आएगा?
Yes, sir.
जब इस तरह की वैल्यू हमारे पास आ जाएगी तो हमारा सबनेट मास्क डिसाइड। फाइन। नाउ वी हैव टू थिंक अबाउट हाउ मेनी सबनेट्स वी कैन फॉर्म। So it depends on the extra bit. Like default bit is 24, default network bit is 24 in case of class C. And here there are 3 extra bits. 1, 2, 3. That's why total number of subnets will be 8. 2 to the power 3. See here. 2 to the power 3. We can divide a single series of class C into 8 subnets, 8 small networks. And we have the requirement of only 4. This is again saving technique of IP address. Now, how we can form a network? We can form a network by adding just 0. Hello, Mukesh. Just do this calculation. Very simple adding. 0 plus 32, then again 32 plus 32 again. Now the value is 64. 64 plus 32, 96. 96 plus 32, 100. So the first network range will be 0 to 31. Second network range will be 32 to 63. Third network range will be 64 to 95. And fourth network range will be 96 to 127. And now we will write these values for network. Now the first network will be 192.168.0.0 and the last IP of this network will be 192.168.0.31. From where I have got these values? From this range. Now this is our first subnet. And its subnet mask will be 255.255.255.224. For second network, 32 to 63, that's why this one is the first IP 32 and this one is the last IP 63. And valid IP range is 33 to 62. This is the second network. In this way, we will calculate the subnets for our 4 different networks. Fine. By using only 128 IP addresses, we have created 4 different networks. This is the concept of subnet. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. And for more, see the previous notes. Fine. In next class, we will discuss about VLSM and SuperNet. Fine, everybody?
Yes, sir.